Now to discuss some picks in the biotech sector, let's bring in Max Jacobs, Senior Vice President, Head of Investor Relations at Russo Partners. Glad you're with us today. So when we talk about, healthcare has been an area that has been somewhat of a bright spot at times. How has biotech been a little bit different, and why has it been beaten down a bit too?
Sure, and hi Nicole, thanks for having me on the show. The biotech's just been wrecked. One of the issues is that, with the Federal Reserve increasing rates, when you have negative cash flow companies, the value of the company's DCF goes down precipitously when you increase rates. So, biotech has seen, I think, the aggregate enterprise values down 70% from the peak. We have 200 companies trading below cash. That's about a quarter of the sector, and much higher than what we saw in 2008. Also 2/3 of the sector is now valued at an EV of less than 100 million, which is double than just 6 months ago. And a lot of the healthcare specialist funds, they're down 30% or more. They'll probably end up being down more than that when they remark their privates.
Well, that's what you said. You think it will get worse before it gets better. Why is that? Can you elaborate?
Oh, sure. It's just that, look, when you have a discounted cash flow model and, you have a company that's negative cash flow in the near term, you're really depending on some of the out years for the value of the stock. And, when you have higher interest rates, you're basically discounting those future cash flows more. So that just automatically hurts any loss-making company. So, we've seen that not just in biotech, but in, kind of the loss-making tech companies as well.
Yeah. I was just looking through your stock picks, and they're all at 52-week lows or near 52-week lows. You had Horizon, Mind Medicine, and Coherus Biosciences. Do you have a favorite of the three? Could you start with the favorite?
Sure. Horizon's my favorite. It's just a really good long-term play. They have an excellent management. They know how to execute. And they tend to, raise and beat in their quarters. Not every quarter, but a lot of them. And so, they're trading at around 12 times next year's earnings, and they're going to be growing those earnings by easily higher than 20%.
So you think this is the time to get into these names, right? If they're down year to date 20, 40, 60%, which they are, Coherus is down 64% year to date. Do you think there's upside potential, for example, for Coherus, a minimum of 15%, something like that?
Oh, I think there's tremendous upside in Coherus. It's trading down, but it's trading at basically 1 times next year's sales. They have products on the market, or a product on the market. They sell a biosimilar Neulasta. They're going to be launching a biosimilar Humira later next year, and probably also biosimilar Lucentis. And they're going to be able to leverage their existing infrastructure, for those launches. So you're going to see their earnings really, I think, skyrocket over the next few years. And really, it's going to start once they launch, the new products, which will be shortly.
Yeah. And then Mind Medicine, why does that one jump out at you?
I think, the psychedelic space is actually really interesting. I think they're, it's of course, all these companies have been killed just like all the other development stage companies. But, long term, I think this is going to really revolutionize the treatment of mental health. These drugs, we have a very good sense of their efficacy based on just previous trial data. And I like Mind Medicine in particular because, they are a diversified psychedelic play. They're targeting multiple different, areas, including anxiety, ADHD, addiction. So I think, it's a good place to be. And also, they have a very nice IP estate. So, and that's going to be really important going forward.
Yeah, understood. Thank you so much. Max Jacobs, it's great to speak with you. And this sector is really, as we said, it's down about 40%, so even worse than the major market averages. Max Jacobs, Senior Vice President, Head of Investor Relations at Russo Partners. Thanks, Max.